So I don't worry about that with my kids and when they're with the other parents. Like, just show them that you've changed. I know something I do is I regularly go to church. I'm in a discipleship program at my church. And so the kids see that. Greetings. I'm so happy that you joined me again today. I hope that you guys are liking the videos that you're seeing from me, which is I inviting you all on to my journey. I'm inviting you on my starting over journey so that we can start over together. I don't think that I am completely healed from my abusive, toxic past within my toxic family systems. Therefore, I'm healing every day. I am sharing that journey with you all. I've started calling us begin agains. Queen begin again, king begin again. That's what we're going to be called here in this safe space of starting over. And I'm just so happy. It's a privilege. It is a privilege, and it is also an honor to be here with you today. That's number one. Number two is that we're going to get into kids again. I know it's like a very hurtful topic when you're needing to start over, and that's okay. Like I said, this is a safe space. We are going to be mindful that there is a potential for parental alienation when we've started over, coming out of a toxic family system, whether it be with a parent or a spouse. And so we're just going to get right into it. And basically, the topic is going to be about how to explain your starting over journey with your children and how to have them start over with you. And the first thing you're going to want to do is to do some check-ins, because it's like children are very resilient, and however, we don't want to rely on their resiliency, and we don't want to just be walking around aimlessly acting like nothing is going on, because there's a lot going on. Their whole world is changed, right? So we want to do repeated check-ins, and the repeated check-in could just be like, hey, how you feeling about what's your new life? It's uncomfortable. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that it's not a comfortable conversation, depending on, especially if they're a certain age. They could be teenagers, and it gets awkward, and it gets more awkward as they get older because they get to a certain age where they think they know everything. You can't really tell them anything. But you just want to do some check-ins and just be there for them. You know what I mean? Just be present. There could be a situation in your past life where you've escaped from. There could be a situation where you maybe you weren't availing yourself as much to them because you were in that survival mode. You were in just trying to survive. But now that you've escaped and you are more so in a healthier mindset, share that with them. Let them experience the new you. Let them see the opposite of what you were to who you are now. And we'll get more into that as I go through my little main points. But number two is to take them on adventures, to take all of the things that you didn't necessarily have time to do, or that may have been criticized before. We're criticizing everything you did, any type of self-identifying thing that you wanted to do when you were in the toxic family system structure. You can now do that now. So do that with your kids. They're gonna love it. I mean, I'm recently experiencing that myself, whereas things that I would do before, or things that I would even try to do or have the autonomy to do on my own when I was in the toxic environment, now that I don't have that negative talk about every self-identifying thing that I want to try or do, it's now that I can freely do that with your kids. That is another way to explain your new starting over journey with your kids. Let them see the difference. Let them see how we didn't necessarily get to do these things in this old environment when it was both parents. But now that it's two separate households, and we do these things with the other parent, and then we do these things with you, and it just makes them see the difference. You know what I mean? They're not going to voice it. They're not going to say anything about it, but they are going to internally know the difference. I hope that's making sense. And so take them on adventures. I know recently we went on a hike, something that I never had time to do because I was pretty much the servant to the other parent. And so take them on adventures. It does not have to cost money. You could literally go to museums, because those are things that coincidentally we weren't afforded the time to do. And time, honestly, now that I'm on this starting over journey, I'm just noticing how precious time is and how much of a time stealer that those toxic abusive relationships can cause and hinder us in our growth and our self-identification. And so take your kids on adventures. Like I said, they do not have to cost all this money. It does not have to be a trip to the Bahamas. You don't have to be spending all that money on Great Wolf Lodge. You could take them to a museum, but just spend the day with them. Do arts and crafts. Do things that you were never really afforded the luxury to really do. And I think I can, if you resonate with that, put it down in the comments. Let me know that you understand what I'm saying in terms of the time stealers of the world and how they just try to monopolize all your time to the point where you couldn't even really do a lot of the things with your kids that you would want to do, because you're just pretty much catering to anything they want to do, or all the things that their bright ideas that they want to make up in their mind that is more beneficial than anything that you would want your kids to do together. So, and then number 3, how you explain your starting over journey with your kids is to show them in your actions. Show them how you've changed. Show them that you are now a man or woman of God. You have a heart after God. You have a longing for God. You have a longing for righteousness. Kids see that. Especially, they're going to see that contrast. If the other parent is still on some BS with letting the enemy use them, they're going to see a difference. Trust me. You know what I mean? And granted, I don't know if my kids particularly see it fully yet, because it could be where the other parent has this mask on still. However, and thank God that my kids are blessed. I'm gonna just say that right now. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. Also, no weapon formed against them shall ever be able to prosper, no matter what. So I don't worry about that with my kids and when they're with the other parents. Just show them that you've changed. I know something I do is I regularly go to church. I'm in a discipleship program in my church. And so the kids see that, you know what I mean? I recently invited my children in my discipleship class, we had we had a Zoom link where the family could join in and see like presentations for the end of the session that we were just finalizing. And then my kids saw my group's presentation. And then so one of my daughters, she came and she was like, she had follow-up questions based off of that. And I was like, oh my God, she's listening. She's catching on to my new lifestyle, you know what I mean? God is putting it in a spirit within me that is showing my kids what a godly lifestyle actually looks like, where before I was like a little heathen, you know what I mean? I was not this way. God has truly blessed me. God has brought me out of the darkness into his marvelous light. Glory to his name. So anyway, guys, I hope this video resonated with you. Like I said, anytime we talk about the kids, it's very touchy. It hurts me. Honestly, when I get these ideas to do messages about kids and co-parenting and things like that, I literally cringe. I literally don't want to do it because I know how hurtful, and because we love our kids so much, and not even talking about them or even thinking about them in a way that they may be hurt by something, or going through a divorce and you're dealing with your kids like that. It's so hurtful. It's so sad. However, joy comes in the morning, you know what I mean? God will turn your morning into dancing. At the end of the day, it's more healthy for your kids to have at least one healthy parent. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we just have to play the long game when it comes down to explaining our fresh start, our fresh starting over journey to our kids. And it doesn't have to be vocalized. It can just be your actions at the end of the day. It's your actions, it's your heart after God. It's your, you may want to do a check-in every now and then. Therapy is also good. I did want to mention getting your children in therapy. I haven't had the luxury to do that yet, but you never know, it could change. But therapy is also, I'm sure, would be very beneficial to any child that is going through a starting over journey with their parents. So be sure to comment and subscribe to this channel, please. It's a free way to support this channel, and I hope you like the video. And I know you're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together, because listen, every day is a battlefield. We wake up every day on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? It's always something going on. It's always things that can cause anxiety that happen in our starting over journeys every day. But guess what? We get through it, and we count it all joy, no matter how many times we feel like these repeated attacks against us. We just count it all joy. We laugh, honestly. It's really healthy to just be laughing at some of these people that want to be used by the enemy to try to attack us. We love our children. God bless them. No weapon formed against them shall ever be able to prosper. They will become conductive members of society no matter what, because God is with them, because we pray for our kids daily, and they have warring angels encamped around them at all times. So, all right, everyone, I hope you love this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.